of teenagers with attitudes.
Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers!
It's Morphin' time! My name is Amy Cassandra Martinez, and welcome to episode 3 of Take Zero, the show where we take a peek behind the scenes of the movies that were never made. This week, we take a deep dive into something a little more recent, Max Landis' Power Rangers script for the 2017 film. Max Landis, son of Hollywood royalty John Landis, has taken Hollywood by storm the last few years with his boom in screenplay sales. Max has his name attached to some properties like Chronicle, American Ultra, Bright, Mr. Right, and his self-directed film Me, Him, Her.
Are you about to be super interesting up in this bar right now?
Landis' script for Power Rangers is out of this world. Not only does it soak in the wackiness and campiness of the franchise, it also feels like a breath of fresh air in big budget filmmaking. This episode, we're going to do something a little bit different. We don't know much about why the movie didn't happen. There wasn't a dramatic falling out. The studio just went another way. It seems like they hired the guy who wrote Chronicle and then fired him to make Chronicle? Something even Max seemed to notice. For this episode, I want to focus entirely on what was planned in this version of the script. In Max's version, the opening act of the film is mostly Jason, Trini, and Billy, while Kim and Zach are both detached from our main group. The teenage banter is quippy, funny, and does a good job of making these kids feel like real teenagers. These teenagers definitely had attitude.
Recruit a team of teenagers with attitude.
Was another way of saying the teens like sports and wore crazy 90s fashion. The teens we meet here are much more moodier and thus feel like real people in this day and age, even if it keeps the bit of camp. Kim is the craziest departure from the original show. In Max's version, she is a punk rocker with a thin temper. We also have to talk about Zordon. He is so different, guys. Zordon himself is definitely less of the straight-edge mentor he was in the show. He thinks the Rangers are dumb and doesn't want them getting in the way of stopping Rita. He has a great character growth because by the end of the script, he's a little more traditionally Zordon-like. Oh! He's also, wait for it, not a floating head in a tube. He's a full-on alien. Here's an excerpt from the script describing Zordon. Quote, "He's not human. He's nothing close to human. The passive glance would lead a person to comparisons with E.T., mixed with some distant undersea squid, 2 feet tall with tentacles and a broad, expressive, and utterly alien face." He eventually gets back his face. Alpha 5 is also still very weird compared to his actual self, but perhaps not as alien as he is in the actual movie. Oh, and look at Rita. Just look at her. This is a concept drawing that Max tweeted. Here's another excerpt from the script. Repulsa is massive. Think the queen alien from James Cameron's Aliens, Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty, and the creature from Species as one ultimate combination of deadly, horrible, alien, matriarchal evil. Yes! The film delves into the history between Rita and Zordon, much like the actual film does. Max just delved way more into it. But my favorite difference between the movie we got and Max's film is Zach ends up being the Pink Ranger and Kim the Black Ranger. Zach is super upset but changes his mind when this happens. There's a sonic boom as the massive pink pterodactyl Zord swoops low, punching through the storm clouds, letting sunlight flood down onto Angel Grove. All over the city, people are looking up in awe as the Zord flies over, taking out their cameras. The members of the National Guard and military stare in numb silence. Zach. What? What now? What now? I got the flying one. Pink. Pink forever! This is probably the coolest thing in the script and got me the most hype. Speaking of hype, Zed is in this. He gets more than a mention in Landis' script. He's actually the stinger for the whole movie, as it's revealed that Rita sent a message to her sinister boss about the existence of the new Rangers on Earth. Zed's debut is the only big twist of the ending, though Zed also had the green power coin in his possession. It's a very cool setup for future movies. That will never happen. Have you read Max Landis' Power Rangers? What did you think? What was your favorite part? Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let us know what movie you would like for us to talk about. I'm Amy Cassandra Martinez, and I'll see you next time on Take 0.